and we are live from Nashville Superspeedway, Twisted Chassis Truck Series, Tennessee Trucking 110. As they're going through qualifying right now, I believe. I don't think they have gridded just yet. Some trucks may not be out. I believe their qualifying should have just ended though. But I'll bring up a quick race info. No, Nashville Superspeedway is a track that you don't think that the draft would play a necessarily big factor, but it actually will later on, because if guys can get lined up behind somebody, that's not the right track. I don't know why I didn't save that. I'll fix that. But if drivers, if they can't find somebody to work with, they're going to be struggling the whole night, because it's a super speedway, but you really wouldn't think it is from how the track drives. It's kind of odd to look at it. It's kind of like, okay, it doesn't seem like a heavy draft track, but I mean, it really is. And it's kind of one thing that I think drivers are going to have to adapt to. I'll see if that has updated it. It should have. Yes, there it is. So it's a decent sized track. It's not very small. I mean, it's actually pretty fun to run in these, but you're going to have to watch your draft. And, coming to super speedways with the draft especially, that's going to make fuel mileage a factor, because you can stretch it just a little bit longer if you've been drafting with somebody as compared to, not drafting with somebody, maybe fighting with somebody the whole time, or being out there on your own, not having anybody to run with. It's gonna change up the way some people do tend to drive. So it's gonna get a little interesting. These trucks drive completely different than a lot of other vehicles. They're sometimes a little bit easier to handle, but still they're a handful sometimes to deal with. But this is gonna be, I think, a 22 truck field. It's got a good amount of drivers in it, so it's not like there's nobody here. If there's anybody that y'all want to really focus on during the race, just put their name in the chat, and I'll go on board with them, or I'll give them a little bit more screen time, because I know everybody really likes to see themselves being broadcasted. Just like to see them race, and it's just always fun to have drivers see that. Oh gosh. But we saw last week at Martinsville, some drivers, necessarily didn't really lose their temper. There actually was, an outcome of Martinsville. There was a driver who's actually been suspended for this week. I think it was the 81. I have to look and check to see what his name was. He was suspended. If you remember, under caution, I kind of saw him in the 24. I thought the 24 was running into the back of him on purpose, and I was really confused. I was like, is something happening? Is there something going on? Is there something like that? Because I didn't know. But I'll go and see, who was it that was suspended? So it was the 81 of Tyler Ashley for aggressive driving. I believe that was, I thought that I thought the 24 was really hitting him. It was actually the opposite way around. The 81 was kind of brake checking on the start, so he's not going to be able to race in this race. So that's kind of make it hard for him coming back next week. I believe next week they will be at Richmond. So that's another short track, but not as short as Martinsville. So I don't believe there's going to be as much catastrophe as we saw there that will happen at Richmond. But I'll bring up the starting order, as they're in driver's briefing right now. And it's going to be Mason Ford. He's going to get they actually almost looks like they tied on top. Mason Ford, he's going to get first, followed by Jacob Bowen, Dustin Stallings, Skylar Berry, Nathan Cogdell, Kevin Winker 6, Calvin Dials 7, Joshua Moore 8th, Joshua Moore 8, Mike Salvanovsky 9th, Tristan Stepson 10th, 11, Nathan Somerville 12th, Chris Wheeler 13th, Tim Milhorn 14th, Kevin Moyer 15th, Chris Zofield 16th, Jordan Stencil 17th, Terry Cola 18th, David Hall 19th, Adam Waddle 20, Joey Maines 21st, Dylan Smith 22nd, William Tomlinson 23rd. Actually, sorry, excuse me. It looks like it just decided to refresh. I don't know what it's wanting to do here. 22nd, William Tomlinson. 23rd, Roger DeBowl. 24th, Mike Presley. 25th, Billy Stallings. 26th, Kenneth Whitehead. 27th, Nathan Dahl. And I believe that is, yes, that is all the drivers for this race that we will see out here. So, hopefully you get to see some long green flag runs, because that's something that really I like to see in most races. It really shows, the strategy of drivers, who can save their tires more, who knows not to go up there and absolutely cook them. That's really one thing that you'll start to see from them. Just going to wait for everybody to grid right here. So you see some trucks, paint scheme's not loaded in. The drivers haven't hopped in the trucks for the paint to refresh. Some drivers are running some pretty nice paint schemes. I'll give them that. But this is going to be a 110 lap race. I believe maybe 2 to 3 pit stops, if that. I'm not sure what their fuel load is, which, I mean, the fuel load can be changed by the race admin. So it really depends on, what league you're in. Fuel can vary from track to track, from league to league. It's actually a little bit too quiet for me. I don't think y'all were able to really hear anything. I had to switch that off real quick for it. Let's see. The 85, he's going to have the 88 of Dustin Stallings behind him. The 52 is going to have the 68 of Skylar Berry to his outside. So we might see drivers start to push each other, maybe, or they might decide to fall in line, because you can leave somebody out to dry here, relatively quick, especially if you can get lined up. So the 85's got to find a way to get up there. He needs to get a good jump, because if he doesn't, it's going to be really hard for him to fight off that truck on the outside of him. That's going to drag them both back if they can't get clear from each other at all. The pace truck is off. It's going to be, the start's going to be on the 85 of Mason Ford. 52 of Bowen's going to be outside of him. Going to wait. Restart is on the leader to begin the race. And green flag in the restart zone. He can go now. He decides to go a little bit later into it. Doesn't get that good of a start, but the 88's closer to him, and the 68 is closer than the 52. The 85 is going to have to fight going down into the turn, but he's going to be pinched by Bowen. He's got to get a good exit, but I just don't know if he can, because that's going to be really hard. He's going to get side drafted, try to side draft Bowen. Bowen's going to pull out to a small lead, though. The 85 didn't get a good start, and that kind of hurt him. He really gets in there deep, trying to slide up. You guys saw him sideways getting in there, trying to get to the throttle, trying to clear that 52. Just can't do it. He's got to hope the 88 can get to him now. That's Dustin Stallings. The 85 still trying to fight. He's got the 52. The 68's now to the bumper. The 52, that might be trouble for the 85. You see him trying to send it in there. Maybe his truck's wiggling around just a little bit. So he's trying to get in there. He's trying to side draft as hard as he can. You can see him really sticking it to that quarter panel of the 52 of Bowen. He's trying to slide up. He's having to fight hard. This is going to hurt his tires a lot. But with that 68 giving the 52 a shove, 68 actually decides to go down to the bottom. So it's going to hurt the 52 now. It's going to give the 85 an advantage. We got a lap truck already. That's the... Oh, that is not good. I know the 85's not going to be happy with that. He must have came in late. He actually got into an accident earlier. Looks like he's got some rear end damage. So the 129, William Tomlinson must have spun earlier, but that, I know Ford he's not going to be happy with that. 52 cuts down in front of the nose of him. Go back here. They're kind of in a huge pack now racing. We've got 4 rows side by side. 22 tries to jump down in front of the 51. That's Sobnowski and Moore. Oh, the 51 gets on the bumper. That's Sobnowski. Or not Sobnowski. That's Moore. Maybe not happy with Sobnowski. You see Wheeler, they're going to go maybe think about 3 wide for half a second, decide better of it. 22's leading that bottom lane. Wheeler's all alone on the outside. He's going to have to make it work, but you can get a good arch down there. You can see he gets a huge run. Wheeler to the outside of Sobnowski. Well, can he get a good exit? Looks like Wheeler, he gets a pretty good one. Wheeler didn't have the week that he wanted last week at Martinsville. It was pretty tough for him. It was tough for most of the drivers up there, but we'll go back up front. Looks like Bowen, yeah, he's kind of running away with it now. So we see Dustin Stallings looking to the inside of Nate Cogdell. Thinks about it twice. Tucks back in. Doesn't want to get hung out to dry, because if you make a move and it doesn't work, it's going to be hard for you. He's getting a look from the inside of with the 14 of Nathan Somerville. Nathan's going to try to take the spot, but Sobnowski's going to have to hope that Cogdale will stay in line. He won't. Cogdale kind of drops down middle. That's going to hurt Stallings and Somerville. Not really let them see. Oh, he slides up right in front of Stallings. He's able to get there. Going to see a lot of slide jobs now. The 42s, he's going to get a good run from the 88 and the 18, and the 88 are going to go side by side. That's Stepson and Stallings. 42 can kind of just watch back here. That's Kevin Winkers. He's actually got our sponsor on his truck, W Energy Drink Mix. I did not notice that. It's a nice paint scheme. Nice paint scheme from him there. We'll go back in the pack a little bit. Some of these trucks had a little bit of a difficulty qualifying. We already got someone in the pits. That is Tomlinson. So something must have happened to him earlier that I didn't know. '88 kind of shoved the 18 for half a second. Or trying to shove the 42. Excuse me. Looks like the 74. He's getting a run from the 88. That is Calvin Dials. 14 is going to try to pull another slide job on Cogdale. He gets up. You can see he's really sending it in there because he washes up. That's going to allow a crossover from Cogdale. If he thinks about it, he's thinking about it. You can see him looking. He decides to tuck back in. Still, you see him just thinking. He's like, no, do I want to do it? Do I not want to? There's more action back here. 42 maybe looked inside of the 18, thought better of it. That's going to give Stallings a run on Winker. 52, and that 68's caught up to him. That's the draft. You can't really get away from each other. And once you get close to each other, it's going to be hard to pull that truck away from you. You're going to have to really try to break the air, but I don't think this early on now he's going to be trying to break much air at all. So we go back to the 24 of Joey Maines. He's got the 21, David Hall, behind him. And we got a little bit of a battle between the 9 and the 61. That is Terry Colt and Tom Milhorn. Milhorn's trying to dime that corner. Does a pretty good job. 9 gets up high on the track. Doesn't run. Want to run maybe as high as he did, but he gets a good, decent exit at least. You see that Stallings is trying to find a way around Winker. You saw him almost in the walls. Wheeler, he's been a rocket ship now. He's up. Well, he's not really a rocket ship. He was just running very fast. Wheeler's going to try to look to the bottom of Stallings, try to get to his quarter panel. He's going to hope that Dials will go behind him, tucks in behind Stallings. If he thinks a little bit better of it, doesn't really want to fight him that bad. Bowen's not really running away from Berry at all. The biggest mover so far is actually the 14 of Nathan Somerville. He's up 7 spots. He started 11th, so he's made some progress, but did he burn up his tires too soon? We'll have to see. Start to see maybe around lap, say 20 to 25, you'll see if the drivers really did abuse their tires or if they've been able to save them conservatively enough and not damage them. Stallings, he's trying to get around that 42. He thinks about it and he's like, I don't know if I can make it. I'm going to try to send it in, try to wash up, try to pull a slide job. Will the 42 decide to go under him? I think he might try. Nope. Stallings gets clear of him, so he slides up right in front of him. Got a little bit of a battle here. That's the 22 of Sabanowski. The 12, Chris Zofield. That's the 51 on the outside of Sabanowski. That's Joshua Moore. 83. Ooh, trying to get to the quarter panel of the 12. Sabanowski started back. He's actually lost 3 positions, so he started 9th, but he may be saving his tires just a little bit better than his drivers in front of him. You almost don't want to be fast early in the run because that can really be bad for you. Sabanowski might want to think twice about trying to battle with him for too long. Like our paints are trying to refresh. I'll just go ahead and refresh them all then. Cogdale looks like he's running a pretty decent line. He's not really gaining or losing. He's kind of stayed. Yeah, I mean, he's literally stayed where he started. He started 5th, and he's running 5th right now. '85's getting a little bit high on the exit. It's going to allow Somerville to get a little bit of a run. as these tires were off too, they're going to get a little bit tight. They're not going to be as free. So I think the 85 might be struggling with that a little bit. He's kind of letting the 14 get a good run. Ford's going to go side by side with Somerville. Ford's probably going to give up that spot. I don't really see him fighting him too bad for it. Go back in the pack. We've got the 30, the 16, the 24, and the 2. Sorry, 69. That is the Billy Stallings, Nathan Dahl, Maines, and Dylan Smith. Oh, the 24 looks like he got tight. That's going to allow the 30 to get around him. Look at the 69 of Billy Stallings. Now he's got our logo on that right, or that left rear quarter panel, if you can see it there for like half a second. Thankful for him doing that. But he got somebody through the grass. That was Cogdill. Hold on, see what happened to him. I heard some truck go through it. Oh, contact from the 85. May have been netcode though from how they jumped. They're gonna stay green. I heard somebody. I don't see it's Cogdill. Yeah, Cogdill's not hurt too bad. He lost 4 positions, but I don't think that damage is gonna hurt him terribly. Looks like they may have netcoded, or 85 might have came down into him, but we got a battle wheeler. He's trying to move up now. He's trying to get the spot from the 85. He's going to have the 42. 42 is going to look like he's going to go with him now. Maybe 42 is looking. He's kind of running in the middle, not helping either. Either truck. Wheeler's going to try to pull a slide job on that 85. Can't get to it. Well, he might diamond it perfectly. He's going to get clear of the 85. As you can see, the 85 has some left front damage. That's going to slow him down just a little bit. That's not going to be good for him at all. He might start dropping. I think Cogdell got away with the least of it. He doesn't seem to be that affected on his front end. It may be just some rubbing in his racing on his. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's too terrible for him, so he should be fine. But Bowens, he's kind of started to gap Berry now. Drivers most of this race have been racing pretty clean. Oh, 51. Oh, as I say that, 51 into the 61. As soon as I say they were racing clean, the 51 looks like he may have gotten shoved by the 30 into the corner. I'll have to see. I'll go from the 30's view. I think the 30 got him in there a little bit faster than he necessarily wanted to. See from his view. Actually, I don't know if he touched him. I have to see. 51 might have just dove it in there. Yeah, I think he may have just dove it in there, and he just cleans out the 61 of Tom Milhorn. So I don't think 30 had anything to do with that. He just kind of went in there a little too aggressive. Something else happened up here. Hold on. Kenneth Whitehead, he was stopped. He might have been... Oh, he just blew his engine, so he had some damage from somewhere else. Blows up, you can't steer at that point, so he must have gotten involved in all of that while it was happening. The crash between the 61 and the 51. But you've got drivers coming down pit road. I expect everybody to come down. They'll at least take fuel, so they'll have just a little bit more fuel to make it to the end. We'll go on board. We'll see what he sees going into his pit stall. He gets in pretty smooth, so he should come out first if everything goes right. We'll see how other people do. 85 gets in there a little bit slow, so he's probably going to lose some spots. I don't see many people using their faster pair, but we had somebody who stayed out. That's the one. The one has stayed out. He hasn't pitted at all. He may be getting a wave around, though. So he'll probably come down pit road next time. But actually, looks like he blew by the caution truck. But 52, he won the race off pit road. I believe the 61 is a lap down. Looks like they came in the same and came out the same. Doesn't look like many drivers changed positions at all. We got drivers staying in pit road for a little bit longer, maybe fixing optional. 9's probably going to fix his optional. It's Terry Collett, so I can see him staying in longer than everybody else. There we go. I just did that, so that'll be... Yeah, sorry about that, y'all. The chat's getting a little bit annoying, but it's like the one. He stayed. I don't know if he's. I think he was a lap down, but he might get waved around here soon. I don't see him. I don't know. It looks like he's gonna line. Oh no, they got one more lap before they go green. So I suppose that he's gonna get it one to go, he'll have to go all the way around because I don't believe he's staying out. It'd be kind of surprising. 42, he's coming back in, maybe playing a little bit of a fuel strategy early. I mean, it's not a bad plan from Winker, but I just don't know if I would have done that this early in the race, that is. They're gonna go green this time by the one, stays in the lead, so I guess he didn't pit, and I was wrong. Looks like he's maybe saving a set of tires for later in the race, because I thought he was gonna come down pit road, but I mean, he evidently didn't. So it's gonna be the one of Mike Presley leading, the 52 of Jacob Bowen outside. The one's gonna have the 68 of Berry behind him. The 52 is gonna have the 18 of Tyler Stepson. I have to see how the one fires off in these old tires, because old tires on restarts can be a little bit tricky because they like to spin. So you got to be easy on the throttle, but this is kind of a questionable move by Presley. I didn't expect him to do this. They're going to come to the Geico restart zone. Start will be on the one whenever he fires. That 52 can fire. We'll have to watch. Will the one spin his wheels? He gets a good jump, though, so he gets out and away. It's going to leave the 68 and the 52 to battle. One's got to hope that they stay side by side. That's just going to slow them both down as a 68 maybe comes up a little bit. I actually didn't with the one. He's just, oh yeah, you can see the tires now. He is just incredibly slow. They're all trying to get around him. 52 almost Rex 14's giving the 68 a shove down the straight. That one is going to just start dropping now. Knew that was not a good call from him. That one is, yeah, he's going to go very, very far back. Stallings is going to run up on him. 4 is going to run up on him. Wow, that one, he's going to have this free fall at this point. There's a lot of trucks here. That 42, you know, he came in and topped off, so he put it on lap 21. We got a car loose, so he saves it though. That was the 98 of Adam Waddle. He really got loose. Nice truck, you know, whichever you want to call it, controlled by him. Not wrecking that, just trying to get all he can off the corner, trying to put the power down. It just didn't really work. You see the 61, he's back in the race. But he's a lap down, so he's going to have to hope for a caution. They're getting really aggressive. 83 was on the apron trying to pass Billy Stallings. So they're getting really racy back here now. Billy's going to look to the inside of the 2 of Dylan Smith, trying to get it. Just got to hope that he gets a better exit. You see Presley. Yeah, Presley, he is just falling so fast now. Starting to think he might have engine damage, because there's no way you should be falling that fast on tires. But oh, there you go, 3 wide. The 51 almost squeezes the 12. 12 shoots up the track. 42 is going to go below them. Yeah, that one, he's just dropping super fast now. It's not a good call by him. 42 is going to go up in front of the 51 and get a good arch to the corner. But back up front, 68, he's gotten to the lead. He's got the 14. 52's third. 18 of Tristan Stepson is fourth, followed by the 38 of Chris Wheeler. Looks like driver's going to go pretty straight out here, but there's more action back in the pack. They got the 83. 2's trying to pass the 83. Well, the 42, no, he thinks about it. Decides not to go 3 wide. 2 looks like he may be bailing out. He's going to get out of it, so We're gonna go single file again. 42 got a really good exit. You see him get a really good run. The 52, I think he saw that. He's going to decide to go with him, give him a shove. We're going to try to shove him past Jordan Stencil. Stencil's going to have to be tuck in there. If he does this, he's got a little bit of a connection problem. He gets a decent run on the outside, but I believe, yep. Oh, he can actually. Thought Winker could slide up in front of the 83, but that's going to leave Winker in a tough position. He's got to really commit to this corner. He can slide up now. He's got to do it. You're looking in your mirrors. I don't think anybody knows what 83 is sometimes. But Billy Stallings, he's up 11 positions from where he started. Nathan Dahl is up 17, and David Hall is up 10. So these drivers have been working their way through the field. Just looks like most people are being pretty calm now. Or at least the front five. The back people are different story. They're passing everywhere. The 12's looking to the inside of the 2. 12 almost washed up a little bit. Could have been bad if he didn't realize it. He's going to get a decent exit, though. Try to go below the 2. Try to get to his quarter panel. He's not going to have it now. He's going to have to jump up in front of that 98 real quick, as he can't do it now. So the 12, Zofield's going to have to battle. Oh, the 2 goes around off the front bumper of the 98, and that's going to be a caution. He got somebody else in the wall before I cut to it. Looks like the 12. He just, I don't know. It looks like that's actually the 2 that cut him off. Yeah, I don't think that was the 12. The 2 kind of came down and cut him off. He locks him up. That's into the 98 of Waddle. Waddle gets front end damage, and we had somebody else get involved with it. It's when the 98 goes back down the track. He's already got him locked up. 74 gets clipped. I have to see how hard he hits the wall. He's just an innocent bystander at that point. It's Calvin Dials. Oh, hard into the wall. Lifts all 4 tires off the ground. That was hard impact for him, but I don't see the 2 or the 12 really being at fault. The 2 kind of came down and kind of really didn't cut his note off. He thought he was clean, but he wasn't, as I'm going to. And all these accounts in a minute, because this is getting really annoying. But we're going to have strategy playing. 18's going to come down pit road. He's probably going to get fuel only. As the only other people in here are the trucks that, you know, we're involved in the wreck. So then we got other people farther back, 42, 24, 51, 9. So a lot of trucks in the back have decided to come onto pit road. I'll bring in the 68 of Skylar Berry. Hey, Skylar, this is Bryson's booth. You got a copy, man?
Yes, sir.
Man, so you're running up front right now. You know, how does the truck feel to you so far?
It feels good right now. It's more of me fighting myself. I have an injury on my leg right now, and I have a bad cold, so just trying to hold on to it.
Yeah, man. I mean, Nashville's kind of a super speedway track, so it's gonna get interesting. But people who work with you, I mean, is there a certain way that I mean, that you would run it compared to other tracks here at Nashville?
I know I run it different than a couple guys here. I like to brake in turn 1 a lot more than everybody else.
Yeah, man. I mean, wrapping
kind of
that.
save my stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it always seems to come down saving your tires. You know, you don't really want to fire off fast here, and it's more saving it. And you know, fuel is going to come into play here. But no, I'll let you go. I was going to bring in for a quick interview. I hope to see you in victory lane later tonight, though, man.
Appreciate it. Hopefully, I'll see you later.
So that was Skylar Berry. He's leader right now. Really? He says he runs it a little bit different, maybe using a little bit more brake, getting that truck to turn, because if you can, you know, even in ARCA and any other car here, you know, one thing that can be learned is really wrapping, or not really wrapping the bottom, I'd say, let's see how to describe it. It's waiting for, it's really waiting for, you know, your car to just want to bite. What I mean by that is there's a point where, you know, when you're driving, it's like it'll automatically want to point down to the bottom, and that's when you can really get on it, and you can really give it gas there, because it won't want to spin around at all. So I think that's what he's learned to do. I'll give more of a shout out to Billy Stallings. Go on the chase for him. Looks like he can design pretty good paint schemes. He's running R's on the side. Let's see if there's a cam that would show it, I believe. There it is. Yep, you can see our logo right there. He's put it on his quarter panel. So shout out to Billy Stallings running our logo. He's running a nice paint scheme in general. But they're going to get the green around this time by. It's going to be a 68. He's going to lead him to green. Berry's going to have Bowen behind him. Somerville's going to have Wheeler. He's worked his way up through the pack. It's going to be interesting to see what he can do. Some drivers did come down. I believe they took only fuel, though. We'll have to see. The 42 looks like he took fuel again, I think. So he's trying to play more of a strategy of fuel over tires. Now, tires will definitely come into play as the race goes on. The lights are off in the pace truck. They're going to go green this time by. 68 is going to lead him. He's got to get a good jump and get away and slide up in front of Somerville, because if he doesn't, it's going to be really hard for him to get the lead after that. He's entering the Geico Restart zone right now. He gets a good jump. That's going to put him out front of Somerville. 14 is actually going to be under attack from the 52 now. They're not leaving the 14 with any help. Looks like they all decide to hop to the bottom. Wheeler cuts off the nose of Ford. 14's going to have to try to fight really hard. The 52 is going to try to get to his quarter panel. Actually, he's able to get up in line now. Drivers maybe being a little bit more courteous early in the race. I see as it goes on, they probably won't be. But that 14 is on the bumper of Berry, trying to get to him. Stallings is looking inside of the 85. That's Dustin. He's got to run on him. He's going to go side by side with him. He's Ford and Stallings. Dustin's going to have to maybe get a little bit deeper in there than Ford. He can't get clear of him. He may be clear right now. Nope. The 85's got just a little bit of his quarter panel. He can't come up as he's trying to get. Actually, he's clear now. So 88 was just able to get clear of him. The 00. He's driving back up through the field. Savanowski maybe got a little bit loose there. Just saw some trucks behind him I didn't like. See the 69 of Billy Stallings. He's moving his way up. He's gained 11 spots. The biggest move right now is that 30 of Nathan Dahl. He's up 19 positions, all the way in 8th currently. The biggest loser right now is the 74 of Kevin Dials. He's had a tough night. But the 68 of Berry, he's going to like seeing the 52 of Bowen and 52 of Bowen and the 14 of Somerville race side by side. This is going to be music to his ears, because he's going to be able to pull away. And as soon as I said it, they're going to go single files. Wheeler's going to be under attack from Ford. Wheeler's going to really run that high line. Might have missed his turn just a little bit, trying to outbrake him. Wheeler's got to watch for that 21 of David Hall for his inside. He's going to tuck in behind him, decide better of it. To the 12 is making his way back up through the field. I don't think he got a penalty on that. I don't really think that was necessarily his fault. He's got some right side damage, but I might just be from scraping the wall a little bit. Won't hurt him too bad. Doesn't look like it's arrow, so he should be fine as the race goes on. We've got some. Oh, hard contact. You saw that truck, correct? I'm not sure who that was, but that was a vicious crash. Something happened. Oh, he comes down. Looks like he comes down into the 18, trying to arch it. 18 gets into him. That sends the 60 right around. That was hard contact. 18 hits him again. Oh, it looks like he clips him barely. That sends him right into the wall. Hard contact for Keith Moore, right down into the path of the 12 and the 24. Looks like they may have net coded him, though. So they may have gotten away with no damage, it seems. We'll have to see if they have any now. As looks like they got lucky. They net-coded through him, it seems, but we've got pit stops of 68 of Berry's in, 88's in, Dustin Stallings in, David Hall's in, Nathan Dahl, Wheeler, Cogdale, more Billy Stallings is in. These trucks are going to start playing more strategy again, but that was just a vicious crash for the 60. It's like he just kind of got in a weird netcode issue, and it just put him right in the wall. That was just hard. The 14, he stayed out, so is the 52, so I'm not sure. I think you'd have to do maybe at least 2 more pit stops from this point. I don't think you'd be able to truly make it to the end. Now, saying that, I mean, I could be completely wrong. I'm not sure if these drivers can. Sabanowski's kind of been struggling, but he's been up here now. I have to see where Berry. So Berry comes back out in 14th. As there's a truck who's pitted before him. No, sorry, excuse me. He's pitted on lap 33. I thought that Milhorn had, for some reason, had pitted magically 2 laps after that. We've got somebody else ducking. That's the 28 down pit road. That's Kenneth Whitehead. So he's going to go back down pit road. He's a lap down, might as well top off on fuel. Not a bad choice for him. Can't be a terrible decision. I don't blame him for doing it. I mean, you're already laps down. Let's see. So, last truck that pitted here. So they've got the 98's going to have the 68 behind him. 98 pitted on lap 31, and then Berry, brought down the group that he has behind him on lap 41. So we're going to have to see if 10-lap older tires makes a big difference, or if it doesn't make that big of a difference. I think it will, though, because Nashville kind of chews up tires a little bit faster than other ones. Lights are off on the pace truck. It's going to be the 14 of Somerville leading them to green. He's going to have the 52 of Bowen outside of him. Bowen's going to have the 22 of Sabanowski. 14 is going to have the 85 of Mason Ford. So we're going to have to see what these drivers can do. Can they get a good restart? And then we're going to have to start watching Skylar Berry. He pitted. He's got the freshest tires here. But how long will it take him to get through the pack? That's going to be the big question. Will he be able to get through it clean is a bigger one, too, because they've had some incidents here every now and then. Starts on the 14. He's going to enter the Geico Restart zone. Pace truck is going to peel off, so 14's got to get a good jump. Doesn't have to worry about spinning his tires that much because they're not super old. We'll have to start worrying about that when they're 20 to 25 laps, I'd say. He gets a good jump, gets out from the 85 of Ford. That's going to leave Bowen to battle with him. He's going to have to hope they stay side by side and hold up the 68 of Berry. 08 kind of overshot there. You saw him wash up just before that camera panned away from him, but they're battling back here now. Oh, truck in the wall. That was a hard contact. I'm not sure who that was. They've got a yellow flag. Somebody's wrecking again. I saw somebody get in the wall for half a second. Let's see what happened. I saw somebody. We've got somebody else somewhere. I have to rewind, I think. Oh, here it is. Yep, I knew it was somewhere here. See, the 61 just goes down into the one. The one. Oh, if Berry gets in this, he's going to be... Oh, Berry just slows down in time. One goes across the nose to the 98. 98 gets some rear damage from Dustin. Looks like he's just going to lock it down, spin through the grass, try to save it. Might hit the wall again. Seeing that he let go of the brakes. No, it looks like he's able to slow down just in time. Looks like 61 just tried to get behind him. See, Ford trying to play some games. That's going to actually bring some people down. The 30 and the 88. 88's going to have some of that damage. That's Nathan Dahl and Dustin Stallings. 30 doesn't seem to have any damage. Actually, he does. He has some right front damage, so he's probably going to take all his optional that he can. I can see Dustin Stallings taking all the optional that he can, saving his fast repair for as long as possible for him. Drivers really don't want to be using that at all. That is odd. That is not wanting to show. Actually, there it is. There it goes. I'm sorry, y'all. Logos were not. Is not deciding to rotate for some odd reason. Looks like Stallings did take his fast repair. I don't know if I would have done that if I was him. I maybe would have waited just a little bit to use it. They're on their fourth caution. They're 40 laps in. So it looks like it's a little bit of mistakes every now and then. Not drivers really doing anything, you know, too bold, just small little things that are adding up. They had that good green flag run to start, then it's kind of just a little bit of accidents here and there. He's able to maintain the lead. Bowen's kind of in the same exact spot that he was. So he was able to battle off Ford. We got somebody in the pits. That's the one. Yeah, the one went through the grass. He's out and away. Looks like he took optional that he could. Don't know if he has a fast repair left. I think he was in something earlier. So I think his hand was kind of forced there. Now, use code 10GHOST at checkout at w.com for 10% off there. That'll help us out. They're our first real official sponsor, so got to give them credit for deciding to sponsor us. But yeah, so they're going to be coming green this time by. 14 of Somerville's going to have, looks like Ford again. It's going to kind of be almost the exact same restart as last time. I have to see if he can get out to a jump again, though. It'd be interesting. We'll actually go on. We'll go on board with Somerville on the start to see what he sees, pretty much. He's actually, he's already saving fuel. He's got his truck off coasting, so he's even playing the fuel mileage game up front, cutting it off, putting your ignition on and letting the clutch out and letting it jump start the engine is what he's doing. Now that can save you about a lap or two here. And I'm one that always does that no matter what anyway, because I want as much fuel as possible on everybody. he's definitely saving, but he's going to fire it up before he gets in the restart zone. That's for sure. He's going to save as long as he can. So he drops down a gear, gets in the right gear. He's going to come to the Geico Restart zone. I'll go quiet for y'all to hear him. So he actually hung a gear a little bit there, but he gets a decent start. Yeah, it's going to leave the 52. He had the battle with the 80 or with the 85 again. 85, he's not been laying back for people. He's been really taking the fight to him. Go back and pack a little bit. That 24 is running a nice paint scheme. That's Joey Maines. That's 21's looking to the inside of the 9. 38's looking to the inside of the 68. 68's going to kind of get a little bit deeper in that corner. Try to dime it. You see him hitting the bump there. That can upset your truck a lot, but he gets a really good run. He's going to go to the bumper of Zofield in front of him. Tries to go up in front of Wheeler. Wheeler tries to do a crossover move on him. Doesn't necessarily work as good. Oh, the 12 was almost put 3 wide. Berry's a man on a mission. I'm surprised he's not getting loose when he hits the bump. He's going to go after Joey Maines now. He wants to come back to the lead. He may have some damage on his right front. Doesn't seem to be affecting him. His drivers already have some damage here. Beating and banging off each other isn't a bad thing. Sometimes it's racing, and that's, I mean, you wreck them. It's a different thing. The 14's gotten out to a good lead. The 83's looking to the inside of Ford. The 52's gotten back past Ford. He's going to try to go run down the 14 now. That's the 83 is Jordan Stencil. This is not going to help him. He's going to have to get some help. Well, Sabanowski, he decides to stay middle. He looks middle, and he goes right back to the top. Sorry, I'm having to deal with the chat also. The 83 is going to be put 3 wide. The 83, 22, and the 42. That's Winker and Sabanowski putting Stencil 3 wide. He's still going to go 3 wide again. Berry wants to come up there. He's going to put him 3 wide again. Almost turns the 83. 83 blinks out. They're almost 4 wide again. They are, I think. Berry's all the way to the top. Stencil's in the middle. The 18 of Stepson's on the bottom. They're getting racy now. They're still going to go 3 wide on to the exit of 2. 68's going to get clear. Now it's going to be Wheeler looking to the inside of Stencil. Will he try to go to the 8 side of Stepson? He's going to think about it. Try to maybe think about it. Sent it in a little bit. Decide not to. But Berry, he's a man on a mission. He's going to go to Sabanowski and Winker in front of him. He wants to get those spots from him now. Holding tough with Stepson on his inside. Trying to get a good arch into the corner. See here, Nashville's kind of slanted all the way around. He gets a really good run off there, even lifting. He doesn't know where he can go. He's kind of stuck behind Sabanowski. He gets a good run, then he just gets stuck behind somebody. He's got to maybe shove Sabanowski on the front stretch. Get him past the 42, then take advantage of them both. The 18's going to go with the 42, though. That's going to leave. Oh, no. Berry's got no help, but the tires just pay off now? Berry's running that high to middle lane. It seems to be working for him. He's getting a bite off of it. Every single time he's running, he gets a good bite. He's going to be a little bit more than even with Winker off the corner. Will he get in there deep again? You got to be careful not to overshoot it. Winker's going to stay with him a little bit. He's now clear of Winker. He needs to maybe get down in front of him for half a second. Winker's not going to be able to get to his quarter panel. Berry, he's clear again, but Wheeler, he's going to be battling with Stepson. So we have Cogdale battling with the 51. 51 is Joshua Moore. Cogdale's running that outside line. He might notice now this whole inside lane slow. Maybe running outside's better. Wheeler's going to put the 18 3 wide. The 21's going to go to the bottom. That's David Hall. So drivers are getting really racy back here in the pack. 21 almost washes up in 18. He gets tight on entry. Really tight between some of these drivers. You can see Cogdale's almost shoving Stepson down the straight, trying to get him to go. He wants him out of the way. Go back here a little bit. These drivers back here kind of just really cruising now. They don't want to really be involved in anything at that current moment. So 14's not really ran away from the 52, and the 52 might start pulling him in here real soon. But they got to be worrying about that 68 of Skylar Berry. He's coming up through the field very, very fast. kind of stalled out behind Sabanowski, but he really doesn't need to be pushing it anymore. As you can see, yeah, he's getting the arch in. Maybe he's to wait maybe a little bit more for that car to get that rotation into the middle. Gets a good run off of 3 and 4. He's going to look to the inside of Sabanowski. I have to hope he gets a little bit more than even with him. He actually goes really deep in there, trying to slide up in front of Sabanowski. Will Sabanowski give him the position? He will. Then he tries to pull a crossover. Wheeler back down to the bottom in front of Sabanowski. A little bit of blocking playing now. See him just trying to not let him get to his quarter panel as the 98 comes off of pit road. But the 52 is now catching the 14. That's Bowen. He's caught Somerville. He's not letting him get away. Staying on his bumper or close to his bumper. He's getting as good of a draft as he can ask from him pretty much. But there's just a hornet's nest back here. The 42 of Winkers battling with more. The 21 of Hall's battling with Dustin Stallings. Cogdale's kind of lurking. Sabanowski doesn't get a good exit. That's going to check up more. That's going to give the 42 a good run on that outside. Stallings is coming to the bumper of the 51, trying to give him a shove. That 42 really sends it in there, jumps down in front of the 51. I'm kind of surprised he did that almost. But Berry's been chopping his way through the field, but he's kind of coming under challenge from Wheeler. Wheeler's not letting him get away. Wheeler's actually going to pass him now. Did the 68 burn up his tires battling like he did earlier? He was running that mid to bottom lane, or mid to top lane earlier. It's going to be interesting to see as there's blocking going on now. Cogdale's getting blocked in from the 51. Might step on the apron. It's going to slow him down a little bit, hurt him on exit. He can slide up in front of Dustin. If he's going to do it, he's got to do it now. He can jump up. I don't know if he knows yet. It's too late now. It's going to give Dustin Stallings almost the preferred position. You know, he can pin him down a little bit more, but he's deciding to race him pretty clean. We'll see. Berry's gotten back past Wheeler. They're trying to side draft each other. This is going to help Ford run away with it from him. They need to just kind of sort it out, decide maybe I don't want to be battling with you, but I'm surprised the 42. No, he pitted on lap 32. He's got maybe 9 lap older tires than these trucks in front of him, but he's staying with them now. Not letting him get away. Now if the 68 finally gets past Wheeler, if these two will stop battling, they'll be able to maybe run down Ford in front of him. As I say that, Wheeler's going to go back to the inside of Berry, tucks in behind him, decides better of it. But these top 3 trucks have almost started to run away from him now. As Somerville's under fire from Bowen. Bowen's going to try to get to the bottom, try to cut the track as much as he can, goes down on the apron, taking the shortest way around. Oh, he sends it in there. You saw the flames come out of it, getting really hard on the brakes. I think he's 68 of Berry's kind of lurking back there now. He's gotten away from him. Gotten away from Wheeler. I'll put up some times here to see what he's gaining on Ford. See, he was losing, battling with Wheeler, but he's gaining time now. We'll see what happens this time by. Ford's the closest truck that hasn't pitted. We'll see what Berry runs. Berry, yeah, he's shaving off some time now. It's going to get interesting to see how long these drivers on tires will be able to stay up there with them. Go back to the 161 sitting in pits. But how fast can Berry get to Ford? Because Ford, he's got the draft of Bowen. Well, actually, I don't think he has it just yet. See, I think he's getting a little bit loose getting in there. You can see his back end maybe kind of stepping out just a little bit. But the 52 is not letting Somerville go. Bowen is kind of holding on to the 14. Maybe he could be extending his fuel just a little bit longer than everybody else doing this. I'd say that he'd still be off cycle pretty much still, because a 68 pit is actually Stallings has gone by. He's gotten past Wheeler. He's now gotten past Berry. Can he mount something to go get Ford? Did the 68 burn him up battling like he did? He might have done that. Stallings, he just shaved off a lot of time from Ford. Not even looking at the chart. He's already shaved off a lot getting in there. You can see he gains a huge amount. About I believe that's 2/10 of a second that time. Oh yeah, he is on some wheels now. We'll go to 4 to see what. Oh yeah, Stallings has been running him down. You can see how much time he's just chopping off as he's continuing to chop off more time. The 88 of Dustin Stallings, he's coming back through the field now. He's a man on a mission. See where his dad is. His dad's sitting 12th. Currently not having a terrible night. As Sabanowski's going to be the first one that looks like he's going to come down pit road. Will that draw anybody else with him? Sabanowski shoots down pit road. That's going to actually, the 52 came in. The 85 came in. The 83. So this is playing out for a lot of drivers. The drivers that didn't pit had to eventually come down. So maybe their fuel tank might be about 40 laps. I'd say you can come in now and you can make it on fuel. But what will these trucks do that pitted earlier? Will they want the tires? I think you'd want the tires more than anything. Drivers were down pit road. I was kind of surprised when that happened. The 12, it's like he may have missed his pit box or thought someone else's was his. But it looks like the 14, he's shot down pit road now. Going to leave Dustin Stallings to the lead. Now, how long will he wait to come down pit road? I'd honestly run it till it goes dry because I want the tires on top of everybody else. I don't want to have to be worrying about my fuel. That's why I'd run it dry if I was him. Looks like he may be coming down. Nope, thought he was coming down this time by. False alarm for me. The Cogdale, he's in a hornet's nest. He's got Wheeler on his outside. He's trying to get past the 21 of Hall. You saw him getting that little neck code incident earlier. His truck jumped when it really shouldn't have. Cogdale's going to get clear of Wheeler now. He can slide up in front of him. That's going to put Winker. Winker's going to take his shot at Wheeler. Tucks in behind him, decides not to. I have to see where these trucks that pitted come out now. Like the 129, he's decided not to take his fast repair yet. He doesn't have that bad of damage. I don't blame him. I don't blame him for not taking his fast repair. He can save it for later on, but they're only 40 laps to go, and they're going to go by quick. I'm not sure what lap times they're running, but actually I'll pull it up real quick. What was he running? So they're running about 30-second laps, so that's going to get interesting. You kind of have to time it perfectly as the 52 has some damage. These are drivers that came down pit road. Somerville pitted from the lead. I'd say these drivers, the ones that aren't a lap down, are going to try to run it dry. Cogdale's going to send it in, try to get clear of that 21, slide up in front of him. He's clear of him now. He's going to set his sights on Moore. See him really trying to stay behind him, get the draft. He gets a good run down the back stretch. He's going to try to slide in front of the 51. 51 looks like he's going to try to give it to him a little bit, actually. So drivers not really fighting each other as much as I thought they would early on. Oh, Cogdale gets tied off the corner into the wall. That shouldn't have hurt him too bad. It wasn't very hard contact. It's going to allow the 51 to get a decent run. Cogdale won't be under fire just yet, so he'll be fine. We got the 18, the 1, the 14, the 85. That's Ford, Somerville, Stepson, and the 1. He's not had a very good night, it seems. That's Presley. Oh, he came down on lap 47. These trucks came down lap 70, it seems, so he's out on tires and fuel. Be hard on him, definitely, for sure. Now, if you are watching this, if you don't mind, liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel, that'd help us grow a lot. I think we're at maybe 120 by this point. I'll have to check. And we've grown a lot as a channel very, very fast. We're at 120, so thank you all for that. All you. Ooh, well, looks like Cogdale's coming down pit road now. That's going to drag Winker with them. So these drivers are going to be able to make it on fuel, I think. I don't think they're going to have to pit again. So mix of pit strategies. Got to see if Cogdale gets clean into his pits and clean out of his pits, because if you don't here and you overslide him just a minute or just barely, it's hard to get it into reverse, and getting it into reverse can ruin your race. It's more true for super speedways than anything. This isn't a super draft heavy one, but it's draft. Both drivers got him pretty clean, so they should be fine. Stallings stays out. Wheeler, he's in, so he's going to try to jump, maybe get... when drivers are doing this, you're just hoping that you pit at a time to where the new tires won't catch you. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. I think many of these guys are going to be forced to go in those, and Stallings is going to lap him. He's maybe hoping for a caution, that is. We'll just have to see. Looks like Cogdale was off track. Oh, he's trying to get all he can on the exit of pit road. Yep, Cogdale's trying to get all he can, getting off of pit road. Not good for him. That's going to make him lose a lot of time. A lot of time. The 74 is down. Dylan Smith is down. Terry Collett, let's see, he was out and away. It's like a 47 pit stop though, so that was a longer pit stop, probably fixing optional. Stallings, he can kind of drive now. He didn't have to worry, but Berry, I don't know. I mean, do you try to kind of leapfrog him on tires, or do you stay out as long as Stallings does and have a lap on him? I'm not completely sure. But kind of the two that are close to each other is David Hall, Joshua Moore. You see Billy Stallings, he's up 20 positions from where he started. But he'll have to come back down pit road also. As we got a caution on the track. Chris Zofield was crashed. I'm not sure what happened there. It's like the 28. Maybe you didn't see him necessarily. I'll have to see what happened. Oh, 12 got loose. Let's see if he's getting loose already. Yeah, it looks like he may have gotten loose and he was into... I'm not sure. Looks like he jerks the wheel out of nowhere and that gets him loose. And he comes down into the 28. So that was kind of odd. I'm not sure what happened there. See if the 98 gets involved. He does. Shoves the 12 around. So 98's had a hard night. But this is what Stallings was hoping for. This is going to put a lot of drivers a lap down. And they're going to have to get a wave around at this point. Someone else has crashed. I don't know why it's saying he's crashed, but evidently it says he has. But the 14, he's going to get the lucky dog. But there's a lot of people that are going to be stuck a lap down, so that's going to really hurt them. We'll go chase on him, watch him do his pit stop. He's got to get clean in, clean out. Because if he doesn't, it's going to be really hard for him. He might come out. He might enter first, but you can enter first and come out like 20th if you have a bad pit stop at some of these tracks. He almost looks like he was very close on that. Oh my gosh, he was very, very close. No, so he's not close. I was exaggerating. He wasn't as close as I thought he was. He's off and away. 68's off and away, so they both have clean pit stops. 68, 51, 21, 69 is going to be Stepson out. As Billy Stallings. Sabanowski comes out. 60 comes out. The 1 comes out. 1's had a rough night overall, I'd say. Hey, Dustin, this is Bryson's booth. You got a copy, man?
Yes, sir, I got you.
Man, so that caution, looks like you were, hoping that caution came out, and it did. So, I mean, that kind of fell into your hands. But how's the race gone for you so far, man? It looks like you kind of drove your way up through the field.
To start with, it started off a little kind of rocky because I got caught up in just guys checking up from, I think it was like the wreck. It was like right before this long run. But I was able to get the damage fixed and just been taking care of my tires and just I had probably about 10 more laps left of my fuel run, but I figured it was getting about time for me to pit to go in for my last stop, but the caution kind of fell at the right spot to kind of pinned some of these guys a lap down, but I think most of the guys that were on the lead lap pitted, so we'll see how this shakes out right here at the end.
Yeah, man, it definitely reset, and I was like, man, something's got to happen. The caution came out, and I was like, yeah, that fell right into your hands. But man, I was just gonna bring in for a quick interview. I hope to see you in victory lane though tonight.
I appreciate it, man. I'm sure we'll put on a good show for you.
Oh yeah, as that was Dustin Stallings. He runs the show here at Twisted Chassis. Make sure I put him back in his room. Yes, I did. Looks like we've got some tweet from Hamlin. I gotta check this out now. What did he do? Oh my gosh, Hamlin. Looks like Hamlin was celebrating with the champagne bottle and the trophy that he got from Pocono. Now, if y'all didn't watch the race, he won. Well, he won the race, but him and Busch were disqualified for having tape. So I'm guessing that was extra downforce. I'm so tired of seeing, oh, Chase Elliott's the NASCAR's golden boy. I'm just tired of it. It's so annoying to see, gosh. I feel like every time he wins a race, somebody complains about it. But they're going to go green this time by. It's going to be Stallings. He's going to lead him to green. He's going to have the 6-8 of Berry. Berry was up front. So it's going to be interesting to see how these trucks battle now. The 21, he's not been up there. The 51 hasn't been up there also. But you see father and son duo, Billy and Dustin, the 69 of Billy. And the 88 of Dustin's up there. Looks like they maybe delayed the green, actually. Yeah, look like that's a delayed green. So something happened that was maybe being sorted out back here. Because they were supposed to go green that time by, so maybe somebody stopped on track. So they should go green next time by again, as they'll have 24 to go. The green flag comes out. Yeah, it looks like something happened. So delayed green. Maybe drivers trying to sort out some stuff in the back of the pack at that point. No, it's not been as many cautions, especially not as many cautions as we saw at Martinsville. Pretty clean race, and they had two long green flag runs, as that was one, so it's not terrible. It's been a pretty good race tonight. So looks like they're gonna extend it one more lap. They'll go green next time by, I believe. I know Stallings likes seeing this, seeing the laps tick down. I know Berry doesn't like seeing it. Lights are going to go off on the pace truck here at Nashville. Stallings, he's going to have the 51. He might want to lay back for Joshua Moore to give him a push off the start, because that can change a lot. If you have a truck pushing you, you can get a good shove and get away from him, or maybe his dad can get up there and help him. Well, I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens. It's definitely going to be interesting, though, when they come to green. They're going to have 23 to go. Dustin, he runs the show here, so it'd be It'd be good to see him come home with the win, that's for sure. But he's going to have to battle Berry. He might have to battle somebody else that rises to the top. It might be a father-son duo at the end. They're going to enter the Geico restart zone. The restart's going to be on Dustin Stallings. 68's trying to time it. Stallings leaves him in the dust. 68 does not get a good restart at all. 18, he's going to put it 3 wide going in down into turn 1. He's going to put the 51 in the middle. 68 a Bear on the outside. Can Moore hold it? Moore holds it. The 18, he's going to clear both of them. So that was an aggressive move. Actually, he doesn't clear the 68. 68 is going to challenge him back on the outside. That's going to let Dustin Stallings start to run away. And we're going to have Billy Stallings just kind of stalking in the background, saying, yes, race side by side. Burn up your stuff. Let me get up right to you all. Dustin's going to be, he's going to love seeing this. That is definitely for sure. He's going to be able to run away from these trucks. As they battle side by side back here. It looks like, oh, we got somebody around. We got a yellow flag. It's like, it may be, I was like, it's behind this, so it's somewhere else. It's like it's the 129. 129 has not had a good night at all. It's like the 14 tries to go 3 wide. 129's coming down. That's kind of an instinct thing. That's not, he's not trying to block. He's just turned from the 14. 12, oh, right into it. Hard impact for 12. Makes him ramp it off. That 14 gets away. Looks like scotch-free. So there's some unhappy drivers with that. Doing that move, I don't even, people are saying, oh, he came down to block him. Doing that move is kind of almost really just the instinct move at that point. You don't even realize that you're coming down the track because it's just something that, that you've done the whole race. You don't really think, oh, I'm coming down on somebody. I know Dustin wants to see this because this is going to help the laps just tick away. He doesn't have to run more. I know he likes seeing it at this point. Look at Cogdale. Cogdale's kind of back there. 83's going to come in, or 85's going to come in. The 83's going to come in also. That's interesting. I don't know if the tire is going to play, that big of a factor because they just pitted. But that's interesting for these two trucks to come down pit road. They also dragged the 24 of Joey Maines in with them. So maybe some strategy being played early on, as we just had somebody just blow up there. Somebody just exploded. Sorry, excuse me, this is a 26 truck field. Looks like it was William Tomlinson who blew up. Let's see what happened to him. Yeah, he blew up right there, so he had to get a tow at that point. Not a good night for him at all. This is going to get interesting now because restarts are going to start to play more of a factor for these drivers. We'll have to see what happens. As we are sponsored by W Energy Drink Mix, use code 10GHOST to checkout for 10% off your purchase. our first official sponsor that we have. They're going to probably get the one to go when they come back here. That'll leave them with 17 laps when they get the green flag again. And Dustin's only going to have to hold on for 17 more laps after that. But that's going to feel like forever for him. That's for sure, because it's just going to be difficult at some tracks. Drivers will feel like, man, this feels like forever. You know, it's going to be 30-second laps, so it'll be done within 8 minutes if it stays green. But that is if it stays green. Because this is where people are going to start to get a lot more aggressive. People are not going to be giving an inch anymore. Early in the race, I may have been like, yeah, man, you can come up here, don't worry. Now it's going to be like, nope, I'm going to shut the door on you. I'm not going to let you get up there. But Stallings, he's going to have the 51 or more behind him. Berry's going to have the 18 of Stepson behind him, followed by the 21 of Hall. And you see Billy Stallings back there. It's the father and son duo here at Twisted Chassis. Restart's going to be on Dustin. He actually chooses the outside lane this time by. He chose the inside last time. Maybe he can get a good restart again. He needs to get one. Restart's on him. He enters the Geico Restart, and then he gets a good jump. 18's on the 68's bumper. He's going to try to give him a shove. Dustin wants these trucks to go side by side, but they're not going to. Billy Stallings is going to look to the inside of the 21. We got somebody around again. Yellow flag. This is just going to help Dustin at this point. We got something else happened. It's like Adam Waddle, it says, has crashed. So he's already put 3 wide off the start. 12, another incident with the 60. So he just comes down into the 60. Oh, 98 gets pounded on his side. Oh, 28 net codes the 60 or the 98 gets into it. 98 looks like he's back rolling though, so he's not too bad of damage. But I know Dustin likes to see this. He's not having to run laps under green. They're just ticking off at this point. He loves it. Again, if you guys are still watching, if you don't mind subscribing to the channel, liking the video, sharing it to people, that definitely help us grow. I decided not to share it to where I normally do this race, so we don't have as many views, but we got consistent viewers, which I really care more about. We've kind of stayed around 18 the whole entire time, so thank y'all for staying around and watching the race. If y'all let me know, who are you pulling this? Who are you pulling for? This late in the race now. I'll have to wait and see. Stallings, he's kind of up there. He's just like, man, I don't know what to do. What do I do at this point? Yeah, Edward, I know I need. Well, yeah, I need to put mods on, the stream to where they can't, comment that stuff on there. Which I have a tablet pulled up, so I'm able to just delete all the stuff that pops up on the screen very quickly. So there's really no way getting those bots are kind of hard to get around. It seems like they'll just start to comment whenever they want. They'll create different accounts. I keep timing them out, banning them, but they always seem to come back. There's nothing really I can do about that sometimes. But I'm just, as soon as I see it, I try to block it. But they're going to have 12 to go when they get the green again. They're going to go green next time. Not next time by. The next time after that, the lights are still on the pace truck. So that means at least one more lap. They should go off this time by again. We have Michael, I believe. Michael, I believe, are you brothers with Nate? Or are you his son? Not fully sure. See, Nate, Nate's kind of had a rough night. He's sitting 10th, so he's not sitting terrible. That's for sure. He's not sitting bad. It's just kind of a man night for him, it seems. Not really been. Well, he was up there early on, and he got involved in some stuff. He actually has a pretty good paint scheme. I'll give him that. That Sonic on the front's pretty cool. Sonic Racing Chassis actually might have him make me a paint scheme, to be honest with you. He's the guy I normally get him from. Iron Horse Libraries, he's absolutely just so amazing with his paint schemes. He just charges a little bit more than other paint shops. It takes a little bit longer, but they're beautiful. But I might get something from him pretty soon just so I can run it, in other races. Yep, looks like lights are going to be out on the pace truck, so at least this time by, they're going to go green unless something happens and they're going to have a delayed green. Shouldn't happen again, though. I'm not even sure what happened the first time, that is. Oh, so you're his father. Okay. Thank you for clearing that up. I didn't know. Sometimes, if we had a HSR race last night and there was a... there was an uncle duo. Not uncle. There was a uncle or niece. No, not niece. Nephew and uncle duo in that race. That was pretty fun to see them race. There's some other family stuff that I get to see every now and then. It's just kind of cool to see. We've got actually 3 brothers in Ghost League that race. Their father raced in it too, but he dropped down to our Xfinity series that we're doing right now. But Stallings, he's gonna have more on the outside. The Berry's gonna have Stepson behind him. Then you see Billy Stallings in the back. He's gonna have the 21 of David Hall to his inside. Wheeler, he's in that bright orange Home Depot truck. The start is gonna be on Stallings, though. He's going to come to the Geico Restart zone. He's going to try to get a good jump. He gets a decent one. He actually gets a really good one in front of Berry. That's going to leave him again. He keeps getting these good jumps. Berry's going to have to mount something. Can they leave him out, and can the draft come into a big enough play for him? 68, he said he was able to run it. He gets a good run off of 1 and 2. He's going to get the draft of Stallings coming down the back straight. The 51's going to look to the inside of Stepson. Bailey's lost 2 spots, maybe trying to let him go by. Doesn't really want to get stuck out on the outside. Cogdale gets a little bit deep in there because he washed up a little bit, gets a little bit slow in front of the 1. He's going to be under attack from him, but the battle's up front. Barry's looking around down the 88. He needs to maybe stay tucked in behind him exactly. So he gets a really good run. He gets in there pretty deep. Can the 88 start to block him? He gets a little bit loose off the corner. You see him putting down tire marks. That's going to put Berry to the outside. Can Dustin hang on his quarter and give him enough of a challenge? 68's going to be clear, though. Now Dustin's going to have to chase him back down. He got loose coming off that corner. The 18's going to dive it in there, get on the back bumper of Dustin Stallings. Dustin went from first to second with 18, leave him out to dry. He's going to block. 18's looking around. He goes outside, inside, outside again. Oh, we got somebody wrecking behind. They might have spun down through the grass. It was Stencil, it seems. Yep, he went right down pit road. But Stallings, he's mounting a charge to Berry. He's trying to get to his quarter panel. He's going to suck up right behind him now, tuck out. 68 goes to block a little bit, cutting off the 88's entrance. That's going to make the 88 get really tight. He needs to arch as much as he can. 68 washed up the track. He gets tight. Stallings is going to try to get past. The 18 is going to be the man who has the bullet in the chamber. Who's he going to take with him? He's going to decide to side draft the 68. That's going to slow him down. Stallings is going to go back out front. Stepson's going to battle Berry. It's getting really racy now. As you can see, Billy, he's in the background. He's not out of it yet. The 18 is going to try to battle Berry again. Stepson trying to get on the outside. He's going to make him really tight on entry. Dustin just doesn't need to overshoot a corner or get loose like he did out of 1 and 2. That was the issue that he had earlier. He loves seeing, oh, the 51 gets turned in front of the field. Oh, no, please don't be bad. He locks it down. Looks like that's only him. It's not what Stallings or Dustin Stallings wanted to see. It looks like 51 maybe getting tight coming off the corner. Yeah, maybe 21 might go in the wall. No, he's getting tight. Yeah, he's not. Well, I'm not sure what happens exactly. Looks like the 21 gets into the wall. Looks like he's trying to, yeah, he just turns the 51. At that point, 51 noses into the wall. Doesn't seem like too hard of contact. It seems clips to 21. 21 almost flips. We'll see if these drivers are able to sneak through it. We see Billy Stallings trying to make his way through. Looks like it was only 2 trucks, so those drivers are pretty lucky. At that point, nothing really happened to him. But this is going to make it... Oh, this is going to be split decision. Who just came down pit road? That was a 14, but he's way back in the pack, so he may be saying, I might as well try something at this point. But I know Stallings did not want to see this at all. So I'll actually bring in his father, Billy Stallings, here real quick for an interview. Hey, Billy, this is Bryson's booth. You got a copy, man? I believe he may be on mute. Hey, Billy, this is Bryson's booth. You got a copy?
I got you, Bryce.
Yeah, man, so you're not having a bad night overall. You're running 6 right now. I mean, you're kind of in a spot where you can kind of watch him race it out. I mean, how's your race gone so far, though, man?
I'm gonna say this is my best race of the season. I wasn't expecting to be up here in front, possibly continue for a win, but we're going to put the foot to the metal and see what we can do.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've been watching you. You've been kind of up and down, and you found your way up here. But I was just gonna bring you in. Just I noticed you've done good tonight, and you're running a beautiful paint scheme. I'll give you that. I like how you blended the black and white on it, dude. That's really nice.
Yeah, I didn't catch everything you said. They were talking over iRacing there, but said something about the paint scheme. I appreciate it. Glad you're on board riding with us tonight, and hope we get you a good top 5 finish.
Yeah, man. Well, I'll let you go now, as that was Billy Stallings. He's running 6, and you can see the sponsor, our logo on the quarter panel of each side of his truck. It's like he wasn't able to hear some of what I said because drivers are probably going on the radio, maybe going back and forth at each other, not too happy with what's happened. But I'll see if I can believe it's the... We'll have to see. There's a camera here that'll show it. I got to remember which one it is, though. You see, yep, right front suspension. You see right rear suspension and left rear suspension. He's got it on both sides, put right there. So thank you for putting that on your truck. I do like how he's blended it. I'll give the 42 a good thank you. He's got a nice sponsor, I believe that, or nice paint scheme. I believe that may be on Trading Paints also. I'll give the 24 a good shout too. He's got a pretty nice paint scheme also, and blended pretty well with it. You got Jeff Gordon's number on it. I was a Gordon fan growing up. I was at Martinsville for his very last win, and I have not gone to a race since then. Just not had the same feeling knowing that Gordon's not out there racing. Actually got out of NASCAR. Actually, stopped watching NASCAR for 2 to 3 seasons, and then when Chase won his championship, I kind of started watching a little bit more than when they signed Larson on board. I was all for it because Larson, or Gordon, liked Larson, and Larson's kind of became my man. I loved watching him race. Not having the season that he wants so far, but can't have success all the time. I was glad he brought it on, brought a lot back to... He gave me reasons to start watching NASCAR again, as I hadn't watched it in just forever. It was always fun. I miss seeing Gordon on the track. I miss it. I remember that Martinsville win that he had. It was just so loud. So it was incredibly dark there. You didn't think how dark it was at Martinsville. They had the shaders on their cameras open all the way, but it was pretty dang dark there. People were saying in the race, and that crowd was just cheering. And I remember when Kenseth took out Logano, that was the best moment I had ever saw on the track. Everybody was cheering. Oh my gosh, I wish everybody could have been there. But enough personal life talk. Stallings is going to have to go to work now. It's going to be 4 to go when he gets the green flag. He's going to have Wheeler behind him. And Berry's going to have Stepson behind him. The 42 is going to be there. Then you see the 69 of Billy. If these trucks make contact, maybe Billy can capitalize on all of this. Who knows? It's going to be curious to see what happens. Stallings, if Dustin does not get a good start, that's going to be almost catastrophe for him because he's going to have to battle off the 68. But they're going to enter the Geico Restart zone. Start will be on Stallings. Can Berry time it up? Stallings waits. It looks like Berry tried to go. Then he had to check up. He actually doesn't get that bad of a start, though, having to slow down. 18 gives him a shove. You see him give him a shot down there, trying to get him going. With a 68, he's got 4 laps to do something. Can he mount something and go catch Dustin Stallings, or will it be Stallings taking home the win as they're 3 wide back here with the 69, the 9, the 30. They're all getting antsy. Billy's got a lot of action going around him, but the fight's up front. Wheeler's under attack from Stepson. 68's maybe getting a little bit tight coming off the corner. 18, you saw him wiggle, or really go down to the bottom. He's getting tight. But Stallings is starting to run away from Berry. Can Berry and Wheeler get together and shove each other? Or is it going to be Stallings that runs away with it? Berry's got 2 more laps after this. Can he get good exits on the corner? And can the draft work for him? We got somebody through the grass. That's Maines through the grass. You could hear it on that camera there for half a second, but it looks like Berry's not able to do much with him. As you can see, Cogdale, he's trying to come back up through the field. He's trying to get around Winker. He's going to set his sails on Wheeler and Stepson. Cogdale's come to life within the last 5 laps. But Stallings remains out front. Cogdale's boxed in now. He's going to try to get past Wheeler. But Dustin Stallings, he has 1 more lap when he comes off 3 and 4. He's got a good gap to Berry. He just can't get loose on exit, and he can't spin out at all. Cogdale's trying to get past Wheeler. Gets boxed in. Goes to the outside, but it's Stallings out front. He's pulling away from Berry now. It's in Dustin Stallings' hands. Through 1 and 2. Can he get out clean and not get loose? We saw him get loose earlier. I think he realizes I don't have to run all out. He gets clean down the back stretch, extending his lead over Skylar Berry. Out or into 3. He's coming out of 4. He worked his way up through the field. And it's going to be Dustin Stallings who wins at Nashville Superspeedway. Berry gets 2nd, Stepson 3rd, Cogdale 4th, and Winker 5th. Wheeler barely gets beat for 5th. Like it might have came down to the line and they were wrecking after that. We'll have to see what happened here. Somebody's wrecking. Oh gosh, they're turning each other. 21 turns to 74 at the line. Might as well do it. That might have been for position. That might not have been a good thing to do. But it's going to be Dustin Stallings who brings it home tonight. And Berry comes 2nd. As Billy had the best finish that he's had all season. But Dustin Stallings, the man that runs it, he takes it home tonight, and we'll watch him burn it down here at Nashville. See Cogdale sitting on the track. The 30 sitting on the track. Gonna do a Dale Earnhardt celebration through the grass. Might as well. He's got that paint scheme. Oh no! Don't clip him. 21. Oh, net codes each other. Not damage though. It's like they might do a tandem burnout here. Maybe. The 30's gonna do a burnout with them. But it was Dustin Stallings. He kind of worked his way up through it, and the caution fell at just the right time for him to kind of jump those trucks, put him a lap down, make it really hard for him. Stallings, he wins. Man, that puts it all together here. Now he's going to continue to do a burnout. He wants to celebrate this win, that's for sure. So I'll pull up the race results here. Oops, sorry, that's the wrong one. Now I'll bring them in for an interview. I'll bring the top 3. I'll be Stepson, Berry, and Stallings in here real quick. Hey, Tristan, this is Bryce in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yeah, man, I got you.
Man, so we're able to come home 3rd. I mean, you had kind of a rough night at some points, but you're able to make it 3rd. I mean, how did the race go for you overall, though, tonight?
All I can say is strategy, man. It came down to just strategy. I came down and took no tires on fuel only early in the race, and then when we got that long green flag run and everybody was making green flag pit stops, I pretty much just gambled and stayed out until the caution came out. So that put a lot of guys a lap down, allowed me to come in, take tires, and come back out in the top 10. And then really from then it was just kind of a battle of attrition, just keeping the notes clean, trying to count it down. I felt like I had a faster truck than where I finished. I know I had newer tires, but there at the end, me and the 38 just started a big battle, and I got tied up with him. Once I got clear of him, we pulled away from him, but I just didn't have anything to catch those guys ahead of me.
Yeah, man. I mean, you don't think if the draft plays a lot, but I mean, when you get side by side with each other, that just really starts to pull y'all back together. But I mean, before I let you go, is there anybody that you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that were watching the stream, maybe?
Just shout out the Ghost Racing Network for putting on their good broadcasts. It's some of the best I've seen in sim racing. So I appreciate you guys. And then Tristan and Mason Racing.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. That was Tristan Stepson. He was the third place driver. He said strategy played out. He decided not to take tires. So that was interesting, but it worked out for him. As we'll bring in the 68 of Skylar Berry. See where he is real quick. I have to drag these drivers all the way up here. Hey, Skylar, this is Bryce in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yes, sir, I do. How you
Man,
doing?
so you weren't able to bring it home, but you got second. I mean, but how did the race go for you overall? You were leading, but you just couldn't pull it off.
Well, at the beginning, probably shouldn't have hit when I did there to go to the back. I got held up by a couple guys. But if I'm going to lose anybody, I'd like to lose to Dustin. I gave it everything I had. It was too tight at the end there.
Yeah, man. I mean, I knew it was going to kind of be like, on that last restart, he kind of went, and I was like, oh, that might have ended his chances. So it didn't go good for you at the end, but it wasn't bad overall. But I mean, how was the racing tonight that you saw?
It was pretty good there at the end. We had a little bit of incidents. I know race control was busy tonight because there's an issue with the lobby, and every incident point there's a black flag. But other than that, it was pretty good to race. I'd say one of the cleaner ones of the season.
Yeah, it was definitely not like Martinsville last week, as seems like that was a caution fest. But before I let you go, is there anybody that you want to thank, any sponsors that you want to shout out that might have been watching the stream tonight?
Just a big shout out to Mission 22 and everything they do. It's very important to me, and it's great to raise awareness for that mission itself. And then a huge shout out to you for just being out here and doing what you do.
Yeah, man, I talking to a mic for an hour and a half, so that's always fun. But I'll let you go now. What room were you in so I can drag you back into it?
Mythic Racing.
All right, I gotta remember which one he was in sometimes. There we go. So he's back in his room, and I'll bring in the winner, Dustin Stallings. Hey, Dustin, this is Bryson Booth. You got a copy, man?
Yes, sir.
Man, so you take home the win tonight. How does that feel?
I'm gonna be honest, man. It feels really, really good. Earlier in the season, I felt like I had a couple opportunities and just had bad luck. And to start with, I was kind of doubting myself with those cautions at the end because I think there was one of them last couple restarts, the 68 got around me, and I just battled back and was able to get around them, and then another caution come out. So I was nervous there at the end, definitely.
Yeah, I kept seeing him come out, and I was like, when that 68 got around you, I was like, now you got to get around him, and you're able to. I mean, cautions might have helped you, though, like just counting down the laps, not having to run away, try to get away from the 68. But I mean, you were able to pull it off. But how was the racing the whole night for you? Like, how did your night go in general?
To start with, it was a little rocky, just getting damage and having to pit to fix it. But the strategy I had in mind, I think that's what kind of got me back into the ball game. And I think it was like that green flag pit stops before that one of the late cautions, and I didn't realize how much more fuel that I had than a bunch of them other guys. Like, I was able to go 10 more laps until that one caution come out. But I think that's what kept me in it, and I wasn't really showing everybody else's strategy as far as tires with that late caution there, but I kind of felt like I put myself in a good position with having a fresh set of tires, and I don't know. I still can't believe I pulled it off. As Nashville's Superspeedway is by far one of my favorite tracks to run at, and I just feel like I got a good hold of it.
Yeah, man. I mean, tires always come into play here. And I knew stretching your fuel, even 5-lap old tires, you'll start seeing fall off. But I mean, before I let you go, is there anybody that you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream?
Yeah, man. I want to give a shout out to the Ghost Racing Network and you, the work that you do to broadcast us and show everybody our league and what type of racing we're capable of. And I also want to thank our sponsors. You got Mini to the Rescue. They're a kitten rescue that's nonprofit. And got Checkered Flag Books. That is David Hall's wife's book business for children books. And also you got us, I think it's Sonic Racing Chassis. Nate Cogdale, he's the one that kind of helping us out as far as funding, as far as covering the cost to run the league, and also making paint schemes for guys if they want them. But just everybody, even the guys behind the scenes that help us keep this thing moving and keep it running in pretty good order. And definitely our race control, Roger DeBold, and we've known him for like the past year or so and got a really good relationship with him. And also definitely the guys in our league, we've developed some pretty good friendships, and there's some trust also built with that. And just taking it 1 week at a time, just feel like the race was definitely better than last week, and just got to keep moving forward and keep going. Hopefully we'll end the season on a good note.
Yeah, man. Well, I'll let you go and I'll close this out here for you then, man. But that was a good win. Good race for you though, Dustin.
I appreciate it, man. You've done a good job for us tonight covering everything, man. We definitely appreciate it.
All right, I will let you go now. That was Dustin Stallings. He takes home the win. I'll go through the finishing order. It's Dustin Stallings first, Skylar Berry second, Tristan Sepson, he finishes third. That's the podium trucks. Nate Cogdale fourth, Kevin Winker fifth, Chris Wheeler sixth, Billy Stallings seventh, Nathan Dahl eighth, Joshua Moore ninth, Terry Colt 10th, 11th Jordan Stencil, 12th Mason Ford, 13th Mike Presley, 14th Nathan Somerville, 15th Dylan Smith, 16th Joey Maines, 17th Mike Sabanowski, 18th Keith Moyer, 19th David Hall, 20th Kevin Dial, 21st William Tomlinson, 22nd Kenneth Whitehead, 23rd Chris Zofield, 24th Adam Waddle, 25th Jacob Bowen, 26th Tim Milhorn, and Roger DeBold. He's race control, so he does not count as a truck, but not a bad race overall. I'd say that one, it was pretty fun. It seems like there wasn't many. Well, there was we have little sprout of cautions every now and then. Then it would go green, so it wasn't really bad overall. I mean, I think that went pretty well, and it's good to see Dustin take home a win, knowing that he sets everything up here at Twisted Chassis. So it's always fun to see the owner win in his own league. And he was that strategy or that caution when he was staying out definitely played into his favor a lot. I know that he's probably very happy about that, because it could have been went totally different if he decided to pit earlier, but he stayed out and caution came out at just the right time for him. But not bad overall, and they will be at Richmond next week, and I'll be broadcasting it here at Ghost Racing Network. I know if y'all can just subscribe to the channel, like the stuff, share it whenever you watch. Now I will be streaming on Wednesday in actually what I'm branched off of in Ghost League. That is the Gen 6 Cup cars, and there's some rivalries there. We had some drivers really mad after Las Vegas. That'll be very interesting. So if you guys want to see some good racing between those drivers too, that's a very fun league to watch them race. That'll be fun to watch them go at it. I believe they're at Michigan. I think it's Supervillain themed this time, but that was fun racing overall. But if y'all are bored, come out Wednesday and watch the stream also. But I'll roll 2 ads and I will let you all go.